A few years ago, I was in a pub. Now, I don't even remember who I was talking to that night, but I remember the exact type of conversation we had. It was a very normal conversation about good stuff generally. I like this, that is fun, and oh, you have dog as well, those type of thing. And don't get me wrong, I like normal conversation a great deal. In fact, in most of my life, I had normal conversations, especially when you're talking to someone you are not really that familiar with, you know, someone from your workplace, um, some of your friend you don't really know that well, or like even in a family trip where you just cannot talk about real stuff. However, in the pub that night, there was a sudden impulse hitting me. In a moment, I really wanted to ask the person sitting next to me, hey, what is the meaning of your life? Or like, hey, how did you find your passion? How did you find your career when you were 25? And stick to it for the next 30 years. What is happiness to you? What constitutes happiness in your life? But I didn't ask. I didn't ask any of this that night. Maybe because I was too afraid. Maybe because I just simply feel too awkward to break into the flow of a normal conversation. And that's not just that night. Too many time in my life later on, I found myself swallowing the real questions I want to ask and substitute them with with normal conversations, with normal questions. And what makes things worse is that I feel like in this age of time, there are more and more normal moments which requires us to stick to the normal questions instead of the real ones. But honestly, to this day, those questions are still in me. Those questions still haunt me. I still want to figure them out because they're just questions in life that are probably alright if you never ask them until you die. However, sometimes I just imagine myself lying in the bed of ICU. I think I would utterly regret why I didn't ask those real questions in my life early on. In fact, I might be so regret that I might want to kill myself immediately rather than waiting to die. So, this is why I start this interview series to rescue the 70-year-old myself from ICU beds, to ask the questions that normally I just don't have the courage to ask out. And most importantly, to expand another dimension of myself who simply and only want to talk to you.